Hello, YouTube fan. Get ready for an amazing video experience. Welcome, friends, to our video dedicated to Sadio Mané. Let's dive right in and uncover its wonders. Sadio Mané, born 10 April 1992, is a Senegalese professional footballer who plays as a forward or winger for Saudi Pro League club Al Nassr and the Senegal national team. Known for his pressing, dribbling and speed, Mané is often considered as one of the best players of his generation and among the greatest African players of all time. Mané began his professional career with Ligue 2 club Metz at the age of 19, but he departed after a solitary season to join Austrian club Red Bull Salzburg in 2012 for a fee of €4 million, winning a league and cup domestic double in the season. Later that summer, Mané transferred to English club Southampton for a club record fee of £11 80 million. There, he set a new Premier League record for the fastest hat-trick, scored in 176 seconds in a win over Aston Villa in 2015. Mané signed for fellow Premier League club Liverpool in 2016 for a reported fee of £34 million, making him the most expensive African player in history at that time. Having formed a formidable attacking trio with Mohamed Salah and Roberto Firmino after the departure of prolific midfielder Philippe Coutinho, he helped the side reach back-to-back UEFA Champions League finals in 2018 and 2019, winning the latter. He also finished as the league's joint top goalscorer in the season, winning the Premier League Golden Boot. Mané then helped end Liverpool's 30-year league title drought by winning the Premier League. In October 2021, he scored his 100th Premier League goal, becoming the third African to reach the landmark. Mané finished fourth and second in the 2019 and 2022 editions of the Ballon d'Or, respectively, and in the Best FIFA Men's Player he ranked fifth in 2019 and fourth in 2020. At international level, Mané has registered 43 goals in 107 appearances for Senegal since his debut in 2012, and currently ranks as his nation's all-time top goalscorer and second in all-time appearances. He represented Senegal at the 2012 Olympics, as well as the 2015, 2017, 2019, 2021 and 2023 editions of the Africa Cup of Nations. In the 2019 tournament, Mané helped Senegal to a runners-up finish, and a year later, was named African Footballer of the Year. In the 2021 final, Mané scored the winning kick in the penalty shootout to give Senegal their first Africa Cup of Nations title, and he was also named the Player of the tournament. In 2022, he was crowned African Player of the Year for the second time. Mané also represented his nation at the 2018 FIFA World Cup, in its second ever appearance in the competition. Brace yourself for an in-depth analysis as we navigate through early life and its far-reaching implications. Mané was born to Guinean parents in Bambali, Sorio, Senegal. He wished for a career in football, but his father, who was an imam, forbade him from playing the sport as a child. However, his father died when he was 7 years old. At the age of 15, he ran away from his home village with the help of a childhood friend, Luke Gibaum, and went to Dakar to pursue his ambition of becoming a footballer. From that time he was supported by his family to fulfill his potential. In the next segment, we'll be exploring early career and its implications for our subject matter. In 2009, when playing in Msbour, he was spotted by scouts and later referred to Generation Foot, a club that he helped attain promotion to the second division in the season. As we enter this new phase, let's analyze Metz from different angles and evaluate its significance. In 2011, Mané joined Metz, which had a partnership with Generation Foot. He made his professional debut on 14 January 2012, coming on as a substitute for Quinn Diaz in the 75th minute of a home defeat against Bastia in Ligue 2. He made 19 appearances in his first league season, 12 as a starter, and scored a solitary goal in a loss to Guingamp at the Stade Saint-Symphorien on 4 May. Metz was relegated to the Championnat National at the end of the season. Now, it's time to shift gears and explore Red Bull Salzburg. Metz set an asking price of €2 million for Mané, and he attracted attention, including from Austrian Bundesliga side Red Bull Salzburg sporting director Rolf Rangnick. Having received several offers throughout the summer, Metz upped their asking price to €4 million, and he moved to Salzburg on 31 August 2012, the third biggest transfer fee that Metz had ever received. He scored his first hat-trick for the club on 31 October, in an away win at SC Karlsdorf in the third round of the Austrian Cup. On 27 October 2013, he netted his first hat-trick in the Austrian Bundesliga during a win away to Ligue. He scored another treble on 7 May 2014 as Salzburg won at Horn in the Cup semi-finals. The season ended with the team winning a domestic double. At the end of August 2014, Mané forced a transfer out of the club by not coming to the training and to the most important game for Salzburg at that time to qualify for the Champions League. Without further ado, let's move on to the topic of season. On 1 September 2014, Mané transferred to Premier League side Southampton for £11 80 million, signing a 4-year contract. He made his debut 22 days later in a League Cup victory over Arsenal, winning the penalty for Southampton's first goal. He made his first league appearance for the club in another victory over Queen's Park Rangers on 27 September, starting and assisting Ryan Bertrand for the first goal of the game. He scored his first goal for the club in a victory over Sunderland on 18 October, although this was subsequently credited as an own goal by Patrick Van Aanholt. He did, however, score his first goal in his next game, a win over Stoke City a week later. In December and January he scored in 3 successive matches, against Crystal Palace, Chelsea and Arsenal. Mané scored 2 late-winning goals in league victories at Queen's Park Rangers on 7 February 2015 and at home to Crystal Palace on 3 March respectively. However, Mané had been dropped from Southampton's starting line-up for their home defeat to Liverpool on 22 February as a punishment for being late to the stadium. On 16 May, during Southampton's final home match of the season, Mané scored 3 times in 2 minutes 56 seconds in a win over Aston Villa to set a new Premier League record for the fastest hat-trick. The record had been held since 1994 by Robbie Fowler, who scored 3 against Arsenal in 4 minutes and 33 seconds. Mané finished the season with 10 goals from 32 appearances in all competitions. As we enter this new phase, let's navigate the complexities of season and discover its practical applications. Mané began the season by registering 2 assists in the UEFA Europa League third qualifying round first leg match with Vitesse Arnhem at home and scoring in the return leg, as Southampton eased through to the next round on aggregate. On to December, he took 39 seconds to open the scoring against Liverpool in the quarter-finals of the League Cup, but the Saints eventually lost at home. On to January 2016, he was again dropped from the starting line-up by manager Ronald Koeman for a match at Norwich City when he turned up late for a pre-match meeting. He received a straight red card on 12 March at the end of a win at Stoke City for a collision into Eric Peters, although this was quickly overturned on appeal. Having failed to score in the league for over 4 months, Mané scored twice in a victory over Liverpool on 20 March 2016, followed by 5 goals in the next 5 matches, including a hat-trick in a victory against Manchester City on 1 May. He finished the season as Southampton's top scorer, with 15 goals in all competitions. Now, we shift our focus to season, a topic that deserves our attention. On 28 June 2016, Mané joined Liverpool for a transfer fee of £34 million, which could rise to £36 million on a 5-year contract. The transfer fee made him the most expensive African player in history at the time. On 14 August, he made his Premier League debut for the Reds, scoring the 4th goal in an away win against Arsenal. Having missed Liverpool's defeat at Burnley through a slight shoulder injury, Mané returned to the starting line up against Burton Albion in the League Cup, where he had 2 assists in a win. On 19 December, Mané scored the only goal of the 227th Merseyside derby in added time against Everton at Goodison Park. On 11 February 2017, Mann scored 2 goals within 2 minutes against Tottenham Hotspur at Anfield for Liverpool's first league win in 2017. On 20 April 2017, Mann was named in the PFA Team of the Year after scoring 13 league goals in his first season with Liverpool. Despite missing the latter part of the campaign through injury, Mann was awarded the Liverpool Player of the Season award on 9 May 2017. In this part of the video, we'll be delving deeper into season and analysing its key components. In the first match of the new season, on 12 August 2017, away to Watford, Mann scored Liverpool's first goal of the season in a draw. He was named Premier League Player of the Month after scoring a goal in each of the Reds' 3 matches in August. On 9 September 2017, he was given a straight red card in the first half of a loss to Manchester City for a high boot against goalkeeper Ederson, resulting in a 3-match ban. Mann, Mohamed Salah, Roberto Firmino and Felipe Coutinho made up a prolific attacking quartet dubbed the Fab Four and Fab Three after the mid-season exit of the latter. On 14 February 2018, Mann scored his first hat-trick for Liverpool in an away win against Porto in the round of 16 first leg of the UEFA Champions League. In doing so, he became only the second player to score an away hat-trick for the club in Europe. Later, with a goal in the win over AFC Bournemouth on 14 April, he overtook Demba's record of 43 to become the highest-scoring Senegalese in Premier League history. On 26 May, during the 2018 UEFA Champions League final against Real Madrid, Mann scored Liverpool's equalising goal in a defeat. In doing so, he became the first Senegalese player to score in the final of the competition. His goal was also his 10th for the campaign, which saw Liverpool become the first team in history to have 3 players score goals in a single Champions League season, with Mann achieving the milestone alongside fellow forwards Salah and Firmino. Get ready to immerse yourself in the world of season as we examine its impact and relevance. On 22 November 2018, Mann signed a new long-term deal with Liverpool. On 10 March 2019, Mann scored twice in a win over Burnley, the second of which was his 50th competitive goal for Liverpool. His goals also saw him become only the 5th Liverpool player to score in 6 consecutive home Premier League appearances after Michael Owen, Fernando Torres, Luis Suarez and Salah. 3 days later, he scored twice more in a win over Bayern Munich to help Liverpool progress to the quarter-finals of the Champions League. In doing so, he became the club's record goalscorer away from home in the competition with 7 goals to his name. During Liverpool's next match, he broke another of his records to become the Senegalese player with the most goals scored in a single Premier League season, after scoring his 17th goal for the campaign in a win over Fulham. On 20 April, he was one of 6 players nominated for the PFA Players Player of the Year award alongside teammate Virgil van Dijk. He was also named in the PFA Team of the Year alongside Liverpool teammates Trent Alexander-Arnold, Andrew Robertson and Van Dijk. On the final day of the domestic campaign, Mann scored twice in a win over Wolverhampton Wanderers. His brace took him to 22 goals for the campaign, which saw him share the Premier League Golden Boot award with Salah and Arsenal's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. On 1 June, Mann helped win an early penalty for Liverpool in the 2019 UEFA Champions League final against Tottenham, only 24 seconds after the kick-off, after his cross was judged to have hit Moussa Sissoko's arm inside the penalty area. Salah subsequently converted from the spot to open the scoring, and Liverpool ultimately won the match to claim the title. Prepare yourself for an eye-opening discussion on season in the upcoming portion of this video. On 14 August 2019, Mann scored twice in the 2019 UEFA Super Cup final against Chelsea in a match that Liverpool won on penalties after the game had finished after 120 minutes. Mann was named Man of the Match. Exactly 1 month later, he scored twice in a win over Newcastle United and extended his record run of matches without defeat for Liverpool at Anfield to 50 matches, a league record by any player at a particular stadium. On his 100th Premier League appearance for Liverpool on 5 October, and scored his 50th league goal for the club in a win over Leicester City. On 21 October, Man was named in the 30-man shortlist for the 2019 Ballon d'Or. On 2 December he finished in 4th place for the award, behind Lionel Messi, Liverpool teammate Virgil van Dijk and Cristiano Ronaldo. 2 days later, he scored once and assisted 2 more goals as Liverpool beat Everton in the Merseyside derby to extend their unbeaten run in league football to 32 matches, which was a new club record. Later that month, Liverpool won the 2019 FIFA Club World Cup, with Man setting up the winning goal scored by Firmino in the final against Flamengo. On 7 January 2020, Man was named the CAF African Footballer of the Year. He is only the second Senegalese after El Hadji Diouf to have won this award. On 24 February, Man scored the winner in a home win against West Ham United in the Premier League as Liverpool made it 21 consecutive home wins, a league record shared with Bill Shankly's Liverpool team from 1972, and also made it a joint Premier League record 18 wins in a row. On 7 March, Man scored the winning goal in a win against Bournemouth at Anfield as Liverpool set a new English top-flight record of 22 consecutive home wins. Liverpool went on to win the Premier League title at the end of the season. Get ready for an enlightening exploration as we dig into season and understand its role in the broader context. On 20 September 2020, Man opened his scoring account in the Premier League with both Liverpool goals in a win away to Chelsea. On 2 October 2020, Man tested positive for COVID-19. Given his and Liverpool's stuttering form, Man stated that had been the worst season of his career. On 23 May 2021, the final day of the league season, Man scored a brace in a win over Crystal Palace, securing 3rd place for Liverpool and qualification for the next Champions League season. Let's now shift gears and explore season through a critical lens, uncovering its strengths and weaknesses. On 18 September 2021, Man scored his 100th Liverpool goal in a home win against Crystal Palace in the Premier League. The goal against Crystal Palace also saw Man set a new Premier League record by becoming the first player to score in 9 consecutive league games against the same opponent. On 16 October, Man scored his 100th Premier League goal, becoming the 3rd African to reach the landmark after Didier Drogba and Salah, with Liverpool's opening goal in the win away to Watford. On 10 April 2022, his 30th birthday, Man scored Liverpool's equalising goal in an away draw against Manchester City. Man followed this with 2 goals against the same opposition on 16 April at Wembley Stadium in a FA Cup semi-final, in a win to help Liverpool reach their first FA Cup final since 2012, which they eventually won. On 3 May, he scored the winning goal in an away victory over Villarreal in the Champions League semi-final, to secure his team's place in the final, which Liverpool eventually lost to Real Madrid. Liverpool narrowly missed out on the chance to achieve a historic quadruple, coming second in the Premier League and the UEFA Champions League, but winning both the EFL Cup and the FA Cup. Brace yourself for a captivating discussion on Bayern Munich as we explore its nuances and implications. On 22 June 2022, Man joined Bundesliga club Bayern Munich on a contract with the German side until 30 June 2025. The fee was reported to be €32 million and potentially rising to €41 million based on appearances plus individual and team achievements. On 30 July 2022, Man made his official debut, starting in the 2022 DFL Supercup, and scored his debut goal to help Bayern to victory over RB Leipzig at the Red Bull Arena. He followed this up a week later with his first Bundesliga goal in a victory over Eintracht Frankfurt. On 8 November, Man suffered an injury and had to go off after 20 minutes of Bayern's victory against Werder Bremen. This injury prevented him from competing in the 2022 FIFA World Cup, and he had to undergo surgery in his right fibula. He stayed out for 3 months and made his return on 26 February 2023 as a substitute, coming on in the 65th minute for Kingsley Coman in Bayern's win against Union Berlin. On 13 April, Man was suspended and fined by Bayern following reports he punched teammate Leroyson in the dressing room after a Champions League quarter-final loss to Manchester City. On 28 May, Man won the Bundesliga following the concession of 2 points by league leaders Borussia Dortmund. As we transition to the next segment, let's unravel the mysteries surrounding Al Nassr and gain a fresh perspective. On 1 August 2023, Saudi Pro League club Al Nassr announced the signing of Man. Man later revealed that former Liverpool teammates Fabinho and Roberto Firmino had previously contacted him in order to recommend to him that he might join their clubs, Al Ittihad and Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia respectively. Man also stated that his former captain Jordan Henderson had sent him a good luck message upon his departure to Saudi Arabia. 2 days later, he made his debut replacing Abdulaziz Al Aliwa at half-time in their draw with Zamalek in the 2023 Arab Club Champions Cup. He scored his first goal for the club on 14 August in a loss against Al Ettifaq in the league. Now, let's shift our perspective and explore through a fresh lens, unlocking new perspectives. Man was part of the Senegal team at the 2012 Olympic tournament, and started every match as they advanced through Group A as runners-up to Great Britain before losing after extra time in the quarter-finals to eventual champions Mexico. Man was ruled out of the Senegalese squad for the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations after suffering a calf injury in Southampton's win against Arsenal on 1 January 2015. He later returned to the squad, and started in their final 2 group matches against South Africa and Algeria in a group stage exit. Moving on to the next segment, we have Man represented Senegal at the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations in Gabon and scored a goal in each of the nation's opening 2 games, wins against Tunisia and Zimbabwe. After a goalless draw in the quarter-final clash against Cameroon, he missed the penalty in the shootout that saw Senegal eliminated from the tournament. In May 2018, Man was named in Senegal's 23-man squad for the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. He scored the opening goal in a draw against Japan in the group stage. Man started all 3 of Senegal's group matches as they were eliminated after the first stage, finishing below Japan on fair play points. Man was once again called up to Senegal's final squad for the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. He scored 2 goals and missed a penalty in a win against Kenya, as Senegal finished second in the group stage and qualified for the knockout stage. Man scored the only goal of the match and missed another penalty in Senegal's win over Uganda in the round of 16. He played in Senegal's next 3 matches as they advanced to the final, losing to Algeria in a rematch of Senegal's opening game of the tournament. Despite finishing the competition as runner-up, Man was named in the team of the tournament. Get ready for an exciting exploration as we unravel the mysteries of our present. At the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations, Man starred for Senegal as they won the competition for the first time. In the final against Egypt, a match which saw him go up against his Liverpool teammate Mohamed Salah and saw his penalty saved in the 7th minute, but went on to score the winning kick in the penalty shootout, as well as scoring the decisive kick to win the trophy. And scored 3 goals and had 2 assists prior to the final, and was named the player of the tournament. In the 3rd round of the 2022 World Cup qualifications, he also scored the winning kick in the penalty shootout against Egypt after a draw on aggregate, in order to qualify his country to the 2022 FIFA World Cup. On 4 June 2022, and scored a hat-trick in a win against Benin in the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualification, to become Senegal's all-time top scorer with 32 goals, surpassing Henry Camara. On 11 November 2022, Man was included in Senegal's 26-man squad for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar, despite an injury he picked up during Bayern Munich's win over Werder Bremen a few days prior. However, on 17 November, Man was ruled out of the tournament and withdrew from the squad. Man made his 100th appearance for Senegal on 18 November 2023, scoring twice in a 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier against South Sudan. In December 2023, Man was named in Senegal's squad for the postponed 2023 Africa Cup of Nations held in the Ivory Coast. Let's now zoom in on style of play and uncover the hidden gems that lie within. Man was described as a complete player who plays with high levels of intensity and concentration by Liverpool teammate Fabinho. Former Liverpool defender Jamie Carragher called Man a world-class winger, comparing him to the likes of former Liverpool player John Barnes. He was compared to Cristiano Ronaldo by former Ajax defender Danny Blind, who praised him for his ability to score with either foot and headers, along with making astonishing sprints. A versatile forward, Man is a prolific goalscorer whose main traits are his finishing, speed, technique, and trickery in possession, as well as his decision-making, tactical awareness, creativity, agility, balance, control, touch on the ball, and dribbling skills. He has drawn praise in the media for his intelligent play, passing, and his ability to get into good positions from which he can score goals or create chances for teammates. Known for his quiet and timid personality, his ability to cope with pressure has also been highlighted as one of his main strengths. Beyond his offensive, technical, and creative qualities, his high defensive work rate has also been noted by pundits, as well as his ability in the air, despite his modest stature of 5'9". Man usually plays as a winger on the left flank, a position which allows him to cut into the center and shoot on goal with his stronger right foot. During the season, with the signing of Luis Diaz, Man began playing more as a central striker. Man has been cited by Kyle Walker as one of the toughest opponents he has ever faced. Now, let's dig deeper into community and philanthropy and unveil the hidden treasures it holds within. In 2019, Man donated £250,000 to build a school in his hometown of Bambali, Senegal. In March 2020, Man donated £41,000 to the National Committee fighting COVID-19 in Senegal. In 2021, he donated £500,000 towards the construction of a hospital in Bambali. In addition, he has also financed the building of a petrol station and a post office for his local community, supplying the school with free laptops and internet from the internet service he financed in the village. In total, he has spent more than £700,000 on these upgrades. In addition, he commissioned a €70 a month stipend to each family in his 2,000-person hometown. This is roughly equivalent to a month's wage for a Senegalese citizen on a minimum wage. Man is also an ambassador for Right to Play, an international non-profit organization with a mission to empower vulnerable children. He has collaborated with the non-profit to provide equality and empowerment to young girls and women in Senegal, raising awareness of the importance for both girls and boys to be able to access sport and education opportunities. Without wasting any more time, let's jump into the fascinating world of personal life. Whilst at Liverpool, Man resided in Allerton, Liverpool, and has been burgled twice, once in November 2017 and again in February 2019. He is a practicing Muslim and occasionally is seen making dues before the start of each match. He was appointed a Grand Officer of the National Order of the Lion by President of Senegal Macky Sall following the nation's victory at the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations. He married Aisha Tamba, who is 13 years younger than him, on 7 January 2024 through an Islamic rite. At the time of their marriage, he was 31 and she was 18 years old. They had reportedly met more than 2 years before. In the upcoming section, we'll be shining a light on club season, League, National Cup, League Cup, Continental, other total division, apps, goals, Metz BCFA 12-2000, Metz Ligue 2-19-1000, Championate National 3-1-0-0-1-0, total 22-2000-1-0-0, Red Bull Salzburg, Austrian Bundesliga 26-16 3-3, Austrian Bundesliga 33-13 4-5-13, Austrian Bundesliga 4-1-1 1113 total 63 31 8 9 0 0 16 Southampton Premier League 30 10 0 0 2 Premier League 37 11 1 0 2 3 total 67 21 1 0 4 3 3 Liverpool Premier League 27 13 0 0 2 Premier League 29 10 2 0 0 0 Premier League 36 22 0 0 1 0 Premier League 35 18 1 0 0 0 Premier League 35 11 2 2 0 0 Premier League 34 16 3 2 1 0 total 196 98 4 4 0 57 Bayern Munich Bundesliga 25 7 3 1 Al Nassr Saudi Pro League 26 10 3 3 clear total 411 163 23 17 9 3 93 Appearances and goals by club, season and competition. Now, let's redirect our focus towards international and discover its significance in our narrative. National Team Year Apps Goals Senegal 2012 6 to 2013 8 1 2014 9 3 2015 9 3 2016 7 1 2017 10 4 2018 9 1 2019 11 4 2022 2 2021 9 5 2022 13 8 2023 8 6 2024 6 3 total 107 43 Appearances and goals by national team and year. Brace yourselves for the next chapter, where we'll be dissecting honours. Red Bull Salzburg Austrian Bundesliga, Austrian Cup. Liverpool Premier League, FA Cup, EFL Cup, UEFA Champions League, runner-up, UEFA Super Cup, 2019 FIFA Club World Cup, 2019. Bayern Munich Bundesliga, DFL Super Cup, 2022. Al Nassr Arab Club Champions Cup, 2023. Senegal Africa Cup of Nations, 2021, runner-up, 2019. Individual Socrates Award, 2022 CAF Team of the Year, 2015, 2016, 2018, 2019, 2023 PFA Team of the Year, Premier League, Premier League, Premier League, Premier League PFA Fans Player of the Month, August and September 2016, August 2018, March 2019 Premier League Player of the Month, August 2017, March 2019, November 2019 Liverpool Fans Player of the Season Award, Liverpool Players Player of the Season Award, Premier League Golden Boot, Shed UEFA Champions League Squad of the Season, UEFA Team of the Year, 2019 Africa Cup of Nations Player of the Tournament, 2021 Africa Cup of Nations Team of the Tournament, 2019, 2021 African Footballer of the Year, 2019, 2022 OMS d'Or, IFFHS Men's World Team, 2019 ESM Team of the Year, PFA Fans Player of the Year, Premier League IFFHS-CAF Men Team of the Year, 2020, 2021, 2022, IFFHS-CAF Men's Team of the Decade, IFFHS Best CAF Men's Player of the Year, 2020, 2022. Orders Grand Officer of the National Order of the Lion, 2022. Stay connected and join our community by subscribing and following me on other platforms.